Welcome back to another Showdown video. Today we are going to be showing off Mega FROSLASS. FROSLASS is one of the new Mega Evolutions that they gave out in Pokemon Legends EA. He's making his debut in Pokemon Champions, and here we are trying him out here. He's been he's been quite popular for Mega FROSLASS has, so I'm having high hopes for him. That hopefully he'll be pretty good here. First team here, Sinistra is a mon that you absolutely have to respect because can very easily. It's just so bulky, can very easily sweep here. Luckily, we do have FROSLASS, who even at +1 should be able to do very solid damage. With the Blizzard here, we can set up the Aurora Veil first, because that's another thing about FROSLASS, because it is fast and strong, but it's also like deceptively very bulky. With the defense boost in the snow and the ability to very easily set up an Aurora Veil, it is just so easily going to be able to and get flinched by the Northern. But what I was saying is it's just so easy to like just eat attacks left and right, and you really don't expect it just from looking at it and from what you know about regular FROSLASS. You don't expect it to be nearly as bulky as it is in practice. Anyway, here we're gonna have to eventually settle on Kingambit being the way to force out the Noivern here. We can try and get some more on Corviknight here. He's gonna kill it, but then we can just go into full Corona, and then we can Flame Dart here. We should be alright now. Alright, here we'll see what they go for here, but they go into their own. Their Volcarona is poison though, so I'm perfectly willing to set up a Quiver Dance, and we can just like both set up the Quiver Dance forever here, especially if they're going to be attacking early here, because I am perfectly willing, because they're going to be taking that poison damage here. If the Starmie is Aqua Jet, which I'm not sure it is because they didn't go into it immediately, that could be an issue for it, but they didn't go into it immediately, so we can just go for Flame Dart here. They live, and then they crit us with Air Slash on Noivern, so this is the luckiest Noivern ever. We'll just go for Sucker Punch here. We'll see what they go for this time. They go for Starmie. I don't think Starmie can kill us at full here, even though it is just extremely strong. So I think, although no, they can't. They wouldn't be Mega Starmie because they have Floette in the back. But we can just kowtow anyway, because I don't think they'd be able to kill it regardless. And then we can just Iron Head here. They're probably gonna kill here, but Sneasler should be able to clean up with the Dire Claw in the back, and that's a first win of the game, of the video here. Alright, here now we are looking for another team here. This is a team, it's kind of like, they lead off with Palafin, which of course they do. We're just going to Toxic Spikes on the obvious switch. They go into Archaladon, who, he's bulky, but this is still going to be a very strong close combat. We're also Sash on the Sneasler, so they're Chople Berry, which that explains why they were so comfortable going into it, but we still did plenty of damage even through the Chople Berry, which means we're going to be able to kill with the close combat this time, even though they have the defense boost this time. So we're just going to go for another close combat here, and then we'll see what they go for. They're probably forced out here. They go for Dragonite. We do break the multi-scale. They could have Roost, they could, but we do, at least for now, break the multi-scale. They go for E-Speed, so now they do reveal themselves to be Dragon Dance. We can just go for, I guess they could have a lot of moves. I guess depending on the moves, like they could be Earthquake, they could be Fire Punch, they could be like a Dragon Claw or an Outrage or something. So we don't really know, depending on what other offensive moves they have. That'll definitely depend on if we can handle this or not. We'll go into Hatterene here, and we'll just go for Draining Kiss. This will take a lot from the E-Speed or whatever they go for. They do reveal themselves to be Earthquake, but we'll Draining Kiss a lot of that damage back. it'll probably be a roll here, or we just get crit, so I guess that's not a roll here. But Dragonite's at low enough HP where we can just go King Gambit here, and we can just Sucker Punch here. They could try and do E-Speed shenanigans, but they don't even try that Song and Dance, so we're just going to get the Sucker Punch off there. That's perfectly fine. We'll see what their response to this King Gambit is. We have the Toxic Spike up, which is very useful. So here they go into Lopunny. So we can just go for Corviknight here. Should be able to easily live anything here. I'm just gonna Brave Bird. Brave Bird should be fine into anything. They go for Scizor. We can just U-turn out, and then that'll pretty much give us a free. They Defog away, but we can just get for free into Volcarona. We'll just Flamethrower here because they have the Jet Punch. They have the on the Palafin, so there's no reason for us to try and set up because we're not going to be able to sweep with Volcarona against them anyway. So we're just going to get the Scizor. They're going to give it to us. Now we can just see what they go for here. Probably, I mean, they could go Saralege or they could go Palafin here. They could technically go Lopunny as well, although I think that's probably less likely. They do go for Palafin here. We'll just go for Giga Drain here. They do try and bulk up. Now we can sack the Sneasler. So that Giga Drain was huge because we did do a lot of damage to him, which now means that we should be decent here. We shouldn't die to Jet Punch and we'll outspeed, so we can just go for Shadow Ball here on the FROSLASS, and FROSLASS should be pretty good into the rest of their team. Although it is important to remember that the Lopunny does have Scrappy, so their fighting moves will hit us. So they go into Saralege here. This is a threat. We're just going to go for Aurora Veil, so that way it'll be less likely for them to completely sweep us. I'm not sure they kill the Shadow Sneak through the Aurora Veil. Yeah, they don't. So we're going to be able to get that kill there, and then we're going to go Lopunny here. I mean, we'll just go for Blizzard because now we're in range for them, and then we kill them because they were going for SD, and then we can just Shadow Ball here because we have another Aurora Veil turn, and we don't kill them with the Shadow Ball, but they're low enough where we can just go for Brave Bird on the Corviknight, and we should be able to live anything from it as well. And then there'll be another one there. Alright, it looks like this third team, they have a Ditto, which is interesting. But otherwise, we'll just lead off with Sneasler here. They go for Conkeldurr. I mean, Conkeldurr shouldn't have many good moves into Sneasler. We'll just go for Close Combat. I don't want to set up the Toxic Spikes or anything because they could, because they're definitely trying to set off Guts by they could definitely be trying to set off Guts with Conkeldurr, so I don't want to give them a free status. We'll just go into Hatterene here, which, I mean, they could go for Toxic Spikes and then we Magic Bounce it onto their field, just as I was saying that, so that'll be pretty much the same, but you know, if I'm choosing between putting Toxic Spikes on my field versus their field, then I guess I'll just have to take the Guts there, because I definitely do not want, I don't want very many hazards on the field here. You know, in a metagame with no boots. So we'll just see what they go for here. They do go for some Toxic Spikes. We can just set up a Future Sight. That'll do a lot of damage into anything. They go for Exit Drill. And then we can just go for Sneasler because we are Sash, so even if they do go for like an Earthquake or something, we should live. They go for Rocks, and then we can just Close Combat here. they reveal themselves to be Sash, but then they're going to die to the future site, and they actually don't activate our Sash, so we're not going to get the unburdened boost, although I'm not sure that really matters, because we're outspeeding everything except for the Dittos, obviously. So this is a pretty solid position here. I love that you always like to strike first there. That extra drill definitely could have been an issue, I guess. They go into their Ditto. Of course, we know they're set at least, so we can just go for Corviknight here. They shouldn't do much. They go for Dire Claw, so they're going to do nothing at all. We can just defog the rocks off here, and I'm just going to Brave Bird because they shouldn't be able to kill us here. Yeah, and I'll Roost off because, yeah, the only thing they can do is go for Mach Punch there. I mean, technically they could have predicted me to Roost and gone for like a close combat or a Drain Punch, and that would have done a lot because we would have lost the flying type, but they didn't, so we're fine now. And now we are up here. They go for Kommo-o. I'm just going to Brave Bird here as they try and set up, and now we can just go into our Fairy type because I don't want to get swept here. And they definitely could, they are definitely a candidate to sweep us. They go for Clanging Scales, so we're just going to be able to Draining Kiss that off easily. They did have Flash Cannon, so they did a lot to us though. I'm just going to go Kingambit. They shouldn't be able to do very much to us. They could have Will-O-Wisp, but that's fine. And they're just going to forfeit. Alright, for this next game here, they are running a team with a lot of annoying Pokemon. First to definitely be that Garchomp here. He's definitely looking to set up a bunch of hazards here. I didn't want to go into. I thought about going to Hatterene and trying to reflect back the rocks, but I didn't want to do that because Earthquake was going to do a lot of damage if he went for that. Instead, we can just defog the rocks off with it. And then now we can just go into Frostlass because we got a free switch in, and we'll just go for Blizzard because they don't really have a good resistant to that. They do have Tyranitar actually, which would be a pretty good resistant to it because he has the sand as well. But they go for Slowking. I'm tempted to just Nasty Plot and try and Shadow Ball or something like that. I'm gonna go for Aurora Veil here as they switch out into T-Tar. We'll just go. I'm actually gonna go Hatterene because I don't know what moves they're gonna go for here. I don't know what their set is. They are going to go back into Slowking. We can just set up a future site as they switch out. Go for Corviknight. I mean, we're behind the Aurora Veil. We can just go for Mystical Fire as they switch out now. Now I think I'm decently confident they are not. So I'm just going to go for Toxic Spikes here. Actually, I'll try and attack into it. They do switch out there. You can just go back into Frostlass. The snow's at this turn, but it's fine. We're just going to Nasty Plot on the likely switch because they're not going to be able to do much. They go into Slowking, and now finally we're going to be able to Shadow Ball out of there. Now here they comes T-Tar. You can just go into Corviknight. Yeah, Corviknight should be pretty free here, and we'll see what happens here. But we should be fine. They reveal themselves to be Mega T-Tar, and they are Dragon Dance. So now this is suddenly not fine, but especially since Sneasler has lost his Sash. Stone Edge does a lot. I think I want to get rid of the snow, and I'll see if I can get up an Aurora Veil, although I don't think I will. I guess they could miss Stone Edge, although they probably also have knockoff. We actually outspeed them, which I didn't expect, so I could have gone for Sneasler and then just killed him with close combat, but now they Dragon Danced up again, so I'm going to have to give up a bunch of damage on Kingambit. But we do crit with the Iron Head, so we're not going to have to try and play Sucker Punch games if it didn't kill. It might have killed anyway. Who knows? Here they come Palafin here. We are behind the Aurora Veil, so if they are Drain Punch, it'll probably still kill. But I don't know. We live on 1, so we are going to get a lot of damage here. We'll just kowtow again as they kill us. We can go into Sneasler, and actually I don't think that was a good play because I feel like Jet Punch has a chance to kill us even at this range, just because Palafin is so powerful. So we're going to double out. They clearly didn't believe Jet Punch was going to kill us though. We can just U-turn out. We can just get Volcarona in for free here. We can just get off a Flamethrower. They're going to give us the Corviknight. Here they go into Palafin. We're just going to have to Giga Drain as they are actually faster than us and they go for the Wave Crash. But we can just go for Hatterene here. I mean, there's 2 Dragon types here. They could go, you know, obviously the Dragapult is also a Ghost type, but we can just, like, if there's 2 Dragon types, might as well go into the Fairy type. It'll be solid into both. We can just go for Draining Kiss here. We actually have the Cassette Berry, so the Hex is not going to do very much. We don't kill with Draining Kiss, so they are going to walk away with a decent amount of damage, but we're still perfectly fine with Hatterene here. We can just Draining Kiss again. Oh, they SD up. But that's not going to be enough. They're actually not going to kill with Earthquake, so we'll just win that one there. Alright, here we're facing a Rain team. We'll just go into FROSLASS. They actually don't lead. They don't lead Pelipper. They predicted us with our Chaladon, but we can just go into Volcarona here now. This is interesting. I'm just gonna go for Flamethrower. They do go for Garchomp. Does solid damage with Flamethrower. Now we'll go into Hatterene. I don't know how you pronounce it. Hatterene, whatever. We do reflect back the rocks, and we'll just go for Draining Kiss here on the Sneasler. We get solid damage off. We can go into Corviknight here. They U-turn out. Now that they have gone into Pelipper, we're going to see if we can get into U-turn into. Alright, we are faster than the Pelipper here. Still, we can just go for. We'll go Hatterene here because I don't want to get attacked here. They go into Greninja here. We'll just Draining Kiss. They still could kill here, but whatever. They are Mega Greninja, and that's actually pretty fun that you get 2 Protean turns because Greninja and Mega Greninja, but that's fine. We can just go for Sneasler here because we're Sash, so we're gonna live that. The Sash also gives us on Burden, which doesn't really matter again, but you know, might as well. They go into Sinistcha here. I'll see if I can get a status with Dire Claw, just because that's what happens. We don't, but we do a little bit of damage, and then we can just go into FROSLASS finally, and we can just go for a free Blizzard. Actually, I'm gonna go for Shadow Ball just because it won't miss if they try and change the weather, which they don't. So, but either one would have been fine. Alright, here comes our Chaladon. Is a threat. We'll go Kingambit. Our Chaladon doesn't have Body Press in this game. They could still have Aura Sphere, but I'm just gonna Swords Dance. We'll see what happens. They don't, but they do special defense drop us with Flash Cannon, which they aren't gonna kill us with the special defense drop, but it is a little annoying that we're gonna be giving up a little bit extra HP for no reason. But we can just kowtow here, and then we can just sucker punch to finish them off here. Yeah, and now actually the rest of their entire team is in sucker punch range from King Gambit here, so we'll just go for sucker punch again. We do get the kill on Garchomp, so we are gonna win that there. Alright, here again, our Araquanid team, they have another Ditto. We'll just go for Brave Bird. It'll do a lot of damage, and then we'll try and defog off the webs. As they go for Corviknight, we'll just U-turn out. We do underspeed them so we can get a good switch in here. We'll go Volcarona here. You can just Flamethrower. We'll get a kill here. They go for they give us the Araquanid, so we will not have to deal with the webs. We'll see what they go for at this juncture. At this point, they go for Conkeldurr. I don't think they're going to do very much with Conkeldurr. Well, they're going to do a lot, but they're not going to kill us. So we can just Flamethrower here, because they're not going to kill us with Mach Punch either. So we can just get 2 kills with Volcarona, and they're just going to forfeit immediately, actually. Alright, so then for this next team, it's a pretty similar team to last time, but this time they have the what's it called? The Hisuian Zoroark. They have the Alakazam. We are going to do the same Corviknight lead. Try and get that Araquanid. We'll do a lot of damage with Brave Bird here. They do switch out this time, although into Meganium, which is also going to take a lot of damage. So I'm not sure why they did that. They're clearly looking to go for Weather Ball here. We're going to go for Volcarona. We'll see what that does. They do a lot of damage with Weather Ball, but that's still fine. We can just go for Flamethrower here. They do go for Palafin. I'm just going to Giga Drain here. They do outspeed and kill us with Flip Turn, so that was a bad play by me. I have no idea what I was thinking there, but that's completely fine, because it's actually not completely fine, but it's, you know, it's spiritually completely fine, as you know. We'll fight on. There worse things have happened. So they go into Alakazam here, and we can just I'm just gonna go Sneasler here. We are Sash, so we should be able to beat their Sash. You know, if they are Sash, which I guess they would most likely be Sash, because they're definitely not Mega, because they have Mega Meganium. They could be like Magikarp Life Orb, that's possible, but we'll just go for Throat Chop here, as they switch out into Excadrill, and we'll just get a close combat off here. Should be fine. They can't be the Zoroark there. They go into Araquanid. Now we're just going to get up a Toxic Spike, just while we're here. Alright, they go for Surf, which does a lot of damage, but we can go for Hatterene here, so they can't get up webs. We'll just go for Psyshock. That should do a solid amount of damage. And we can just keep going for it here. They do have Poison Jab, and which with Surf, they're going to kill us here, but now they're low enough where we could kill them with the Sneasler here. And now we'll see who they go for here. They go for Alakazam. That is the real Alakazam, because they are not, because they are immune to the what's it called. But we'll just go for King Gambit here, because they were not going to Focus Blast on the Sneasler. I'm just going to Sucker Punch. They switch out to Meganium, but he dies to the poison. And now here, King Gambit's actually quite good here. They do go for Palafin here. Palafin is poisoned, however, so can't sit here and just set up forever against me. Otherwise, that would have been a threat. We can just go for Corviknight here, as they do as they go for close combat, we can just U-turn out. Because, like I said, with the defense drops and poison, they are going to be vulnerable, so they're going to switch out themselves. Go for flip turn. We'll see what they go for here. We'll just U-turn out. They go for Excadrill. It is the real Excadrill because you turned out. So we can just go for FROSLASS, and that should be able to do a free Blizzard, should do a lot of damage into anything. It should probably pick up a kill here, which we do. They go for Alakazam here. I'm just gonna... I'll just Shadow Ball here. We do bring him down to Sash. We'll try and get up an Aurora Veil here. Alright, they actually outspeed us, which... Or, oh, it was the speed tie. These level 50 stats keep messing me up, because, you know, normally if I was looking at a level 100 Alakazam, it'll just say, oh, it's 372 speed, and I'll be like, oh, well, I have and you know, I can easily ascertain that I also have 372 speed, but like with the level 50 speed, I haven't memorized everybody's speed tiers. I don't know what it is. So apparently my FROSLASS is also 189 speed, which, you know, thinking on it, I know they both have base 120, but you know, it just messes me up. Here, Palafin, you could go for close combat here, you could go for Jet Punch. He is poisoned, so so we do get it right though. I think they just go for Kowtow, and then now they're just gonna forfeit. Alright, this team, they have what's it called? So we're just going for Volcarona. They actually lead Garchomp, but we can just go for Hatterene because all these guys, they go for Rock Tomb, which is about the only move I wasn't expecting there. We can just go for Draining Kiss. The Earthquake's going to do a lot of damage, but we're going to heal enough back where we shouldn't die. We can just go for Draining Kiss again. Then go for Primarina. I'll get a future set up while we're here. They Calm Mind. So now we are in danger. Sneasler is Sash, so we should be fine here. They go for Psychic Noise, which is a water type because of the ability. We'll just go for Dire Claw. We have the future set coming down, so if they go into Skarmory, they'll still get a lot of damage because of the future sight, because it's not very specially bulky. We'll go back and we'll actually go for FROSLASS here because they shouldn't have any moves to do very much damage, and then that'll be able to get us in. They go for Garchomp, so this is even better, so we'll get a free Blizzard off here. They'll let us have it. This time they go for Primarina. We'll just Aurora Veil as they Calm Mind up. Then we can try and double back it to Sneasler if they set up. They don't, so they did kill us, but that's fine because now we have King Gambit behind the Aurora Veil. He shouldn't take very much damage. So you can just go for Iron Head, which should be completely free into the Primarina. They do flip turn out. They go into Fortress. We'll just go for Hatterene here because I don't want him setting up a bunch of stuff. They go for Thunder Wave here. We'll just go for Mystical Fire. They go for Primarina. That special attack drop is pretty big though, so we'll just go for Psyshock. They flip turn out. Back into Fortress, and we can just Mystical Fire again this time. See what they go for here. They have the Aqua Berry, but we kill them through the Aqua Berry with Mystical Fire. Here's Sneasler. Corviknight should be able to easily take anything here. Now they Swords Dance, so now we're going to have to Brave Bird here, because now they are suddenly a threat. We can just go for Frost. Actually, I'll go for Volcarona, because they're probably going to go for Meow, and then, because Meow Meow is the last threat to our team here. Yeah, here he is. We'll just go for Flamethrower. They knock off. I actually should have gone for Bug Buzz just because they're Proteans and they obviously wouldn't be a grass type by the time they attacked. But we actually burn him, so it's completely fine. Either way, I mean, it still would have been fine because we got enough damage there where they would have died to like a Sucker Punch or anything. But now we can just get off the Aurora Veil. They die to burn this turn, so we'll just get up on a nasty plot too. Now we should be able to do a lot to this Primarina here. And they tried to call mine up, so we're just gonna... Yeah, and there